There are two hydraulic power packs used in CKD Blansko. First one is for hydrostatic lubrication of the chuck, and another is for clamping and unclamping mechanism of arm and column. Right now we are going to see power pack for hydrostatic lubrication of the chuck. Before that, let's see what is hydrostatic lubrication. In this system, pressurized hydraulic fluid is used for lubrication. As you can see in the figure, oil flows from downward to upward direction. Restrictor regulates the oil flow. This oil passes through and accumulates inside the recess, which builds up the pressure necessary for lifting of the load. In our case, the load is the rotating member of the chuck. As the load lifts, it gives the room for excess pressure to go out uniformly from all of the directions. This way, load floats over the thin film of hydraulic fluid. Floating load on hydraulic oil film provides excellent lubrication, and the more precisely lubrication at higher loads. Now let's get back to our machine. Here we are going to see the hydraulic power pack, which is used for hydrostatic lubrication of the chuck. This is hydraulic power pack. The white colored tank contains 500 liters of hydraulic oil. Hydraulic oils are blended with highly refined naphthenic base oils and then additive package. This provides lubrication. This is a hydraulic motor, which operates the pump, which is located inside the tank, which pumps the hydraulic oil. Pump generates the pressurized oil up to 13 to 15 bar, which passes through the relief valve. Now let's take a look towards how the relief valve works.
Non-moving parts. Moving parts. Adjustable parts. Pressure relief valves use system pressure to seal the valve. The pressure is supplied from the upstream side, the system being protected, to the dome, the area above the seat, by a small pilot supply line. The exposed area of the piston in the dome side of the valve is greater than the exposed area of the piston on the seat side of the valve. This means that when the same pressure is applied to the dome side of the piston and the seat side of the piston, the downward force that is exerted on the dome side of the piston will be greater than the upward force that is exerted on the seat side of the piston. The pilot valve controls the pressure of the main dome of the valve. When the pilot valve reaches its set pressure, it opens and releases the pressure from the dome. Once the pressure is released from the dome, the piston opens and the fluid or gas escapes through the main valve exhaust. Once the pressure is returned to normal range, the pilot valve closes, and pressure is once again applied to the dome side of the valve. The renewed downward force on the piston seals the valve.
Let's get back to our machine. This is the outlet of pressure relief valve. The pressurized hydraulic oil of 13 to 15 bar comes from this outlet and travel towards the chuck. 13 to 15 bar is the pressure required for proper lifting of the chuck body at standard load condition. Pressurized hydraulic oil goes towards the bottom of the chuck. Further, it gets splitted into 3 segments and enters the hydrostatic system. Another important component is filter. It filters the oil before oil into the relief valve. Manually rotating the handle above the filter causes the filter to open the blocked filter pores. This can be done to temporarily clear the filter. Occasionally, at the time of preventive maintenance schedule, it is required to clean the filter by opening the filter. As the pressurized hydraulic oil flows through the hydrostatic system, there is an increase in temperature of hydraulic oil. This is temperature indicator, which senses the temperature of hydraulic fluid which is coming out from the chuck. In case if the hydraulic fluid temperature rises above the 70 degrees Celsius, the signal goes to the PLC, and we know PLC is the decision maker. It stops the machine showing alarm of hydrostatic temperature rise. This is the electric junction box. which supplies the power to the electric components near the hydrostatic tank. First wire goes to the main motor. Second goes to the thermometer. And third supplies the current to the hydrostatic tank motor. This bigger pipe is a returning hydraulic oil pipe. Returning hydraulic fluid goes to the hydraulic tank at exactly below the thermometer. For sensing the hydraulic pressure, another pipe goes towards the pressure indicator. This is not just a pressure indicator, but also pressure switch, which in case of increase in pressure of hydraulic oil, it cut off the supply to the hydraulic motor and brings back pressure to normal. This way the hydrostatic lubrication works.